Hello friends, welcome to episode 8. In this episode, we will look into the evolution from instinct to intuition, the evolution of consciousness. Here we can look at this subject from 2 points of view. One, from the descent of the Supreme Paramatma or the Supreme Being to the human level, and also the evolution from the unicellular organism to the bicellular, and development from algae to other species such as the fish, the birds, the animals, the two-legged creatures, the amphibians, the four-legged creatures, and then the human beings. We can see the evolution from these two aspects. Let us look at from the point of creation, when the first sound of Om happened and all of creation started from that sound of Om. From that initial sound of Om, an aspect, a reflection of the Supreme, which is called the Bimba, that Bimba developed a desire to separate itself, and that desire got created Maya or illusion. From this illusion aspect of the Supreme became the manifest aspect of the total Supreme Being. The Supreme has the unmanifest and the manifest aspect. The manifest aspect of Maya had three qualities: the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Apart from these qualities, it had desire. From the interaction of these qualities and the desire of the Supreme for creation, resulted in the creation of the primordial elements. These primordial elements are several. First is the Karmendriyas, the 5. From the Sattvic aspect, Rajasic aspect and Tamasic aspect, there are elements created from all of them. So from the Rajasic aspect were the Karmendriyas, the organs of action, the hands, legs, anus, reproductive system, the digestive system and so on. And the Jnanendriyas are the sense organs, sense organs such as the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin. And apart from this, the sense organs has the tanmatras or the sub elements, that is the organ, the ear is an external organ, but the sense of hearing, similarly sense of taste, so these were the tanmatras, the sub primordial elements. From the gross tamasic aspect were the 5 tattvas. We can say the earth element, the water element, the fire element, space element and air element. And each of these elements, the gross elements, had a sub element of earth is associated with the sense of smell. The air is fire is associated with the sense of form. That is, then the water with the sense of taste, and in this way the subtler tanmatras, or we can say subtler elements from these gross elements were created. So in this manner, several elements and sub-elements were created, and the permutation and combination of all these elements was what resulted in the actual physical universe that we see, consisting of the earth, the trees, the plants, the birds, the animals, all the animate and inanimate things in this world. But all of this would not exist without the existence of the unmanifest aspect of the Supreme, which is known as Purusha. This manifest aspect is the Prakriti, and the unmanifest aspect is the Purusha or consciousness. That consciousness is fixed. It has a unique quality of being a substratum for the support of this entire universe. So this consciousness was initially manifested in the 5 Pancheshwaras, that is 5 centers of power, you can say, like Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Surya, Shakti, that is the creator, the preserver, or the one who maintains or sustains, and the destroyer of this universe, and the Shakti, the energy that is provided in all of these animate and inanimate things, and Surya, that is the Atma or the soul of all of that, is which is present in all of these things. So all of these power centers, we can say, is the consciousness is present in all of them, and in their unmanifest aspect it is full of consciousness, and each of these 5 power centers manifest themselves in various ways, such as the Shakti is present as qualities, various elements, Surya as the Atma, Brahma as a creator or the creator and the preserver Vishnu, and destroyer Shiva. Every time cells are destroyed and new cells are created. So creation, destruction, destruction, creation keeps going on. And all of this are maintained through an interaction of, according to the laws, according to the cosmic laws. Just as the water gets evaporated from the ocean, it rises to the sky, forms clouds and comes down as rain, providing us water. Similarly, the Agni, the fire element, whatever we consume as human beings, we consume for the food, for preserving our body, even for the heat in our body, we need a certain amount of fire element. And the fire element is also there by which we provide nourishment to the unmanifest beings or the gods, the primordial elements. They get their food through the offerings we make in the fire. We say there is a fire in the gut. There is a shloka in Sanskrit, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnu Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahmakarma Samadhina. That means what we eat is Brahma. What is offered into us is Brahma. What is offering into us is Brahma. What is offered into is Brahma. And that Brahma which is offered and converts it into another form of Brahma, which is for the end use of Brahma himself. So ultimately everything is Brahma, or everything is that supreme being which changes forms, which converts its forms from various aspects, physically and also through the power or through the support provided by consciousness. Now, as human beings, as animals, we are basically instinctual in nature. Means the animals, they go according to instincts. When they are hungry, they eat. When they feel like engaging in sex, they engage in sex. They don't bother about any other restrictions or conditionings. They don't have a mind to think logically or to decide what is wrong or right, but they just instinctively do. Human beings also do a lot of things instinctively. For example, if we put our finger in the fire, we know it burns. So instinctively we withdraw. So certain things, we know that if the water, the ocean water is very deep, ocean is deep, then we won't enter into it. We know that we may get drowned. So instinctively, those instincts which were present in the animals, we carry that in the form of memory even as human beings. So this memory is contained in the Kundalini, which carries the impressions of all the lives we have taken, right, including those of animals or fish or whatever yonis, that is yonis, species of creation which was created by the Creator, we might have taken in the process of reaching this stage as a human being. We pass through all that and we retain the memories, all of that in our DNA. It is there in our DNA for daily expression and also stored energetically as memories in our Kundalini. So this is the instinctual responses that we do for certain things. For example, we know when we see a wild animal, we know that it is danger, and so we are first frightened and we run from there as far as possible. If we are not able to fight, there's a flight from there. So fight or flight is an instinct that we have developed right from the time we were in the yoni of animals. So as smaller creatures like maybe a deer or a dog or a cat, it will try to escape from the wilder creatures, bigger in size also. So whatever yonis we might have gone through, we retain those instincts with us. That is why we respond in certain ways. Similarly, we also have other instincts developed due to our culture or the region where we are born in, or the parents to whom we are born in. Like for example, a vegetarian parent, it may be difficult for the offsprings of a vegetarian parent to eat non-vegetarian things offhand, immediately. It will take some time to adjust because the digestive organ will not be having that capacity to digest meat or flesh. I myself had to face that difficulty. Even I could not digest eggs. Coming from a generations of vegetarianism, vegetarian family lineage, my system would not adjust. But if circumstances require, like for example athletes, they require certain kind of additional proteins or additional energy from which is there in the flesh or in the meat or provided by eggs or fish, that kind of nourishment required for strengthening the bones or muscles which is necessary, it is possible to adapt to that change, to adapt the organs to the new requirements. But it will require consistent efforts. It will require a certain constant, persistent efforts to adjust. Initially you may vomit, you may have diarrhea, the body will reject, the body will not respond. So how much courage of conviction, how much of persistent power, how much need you have to achieve your goals, how much of that grit you have to achieve what you desire, and what all you are prepared to go through for achieving those goals will bring about the physical transformation. So also with mental transformations. So also when we face difficulties, challenges which we are not used to, which we are not accustomed to. There may be people who may be from families who have been teachers all along, but all of a sudden they have a desire to enter the army. An army requires a different kind of mental mindset altogether, and you may have to develop those kind of mental stamina, mental strength, mental courage, fortitude, the restraints that may have to be practiced, and all the difficulties, physical challenges that you have to go through to attain that level of grit, that kind of fortitude to fight the enemy, you may have to develop. So these are this is a development of a certain mindset, a certain kind of a physical structure. This is a progress from instinct to a higher desire. According to your desires, you modify your system, your processes that happen in the body. But when we come to intuition, when we are looking at the quality of or the ability of intuition, it is a sixth sense. It is the ability to, it is a very subtle ability. It depends upon how fine-tuned you are. It doesn't relate to any gross things. It is not even related to your mind. It is how you develop your attention and awareness. And when your awareness and attention is developed so sharp, so fine-tuned, and it matches with the frequencies of the chakras, and when you are fine-tuned with your energy system starts becoming aware. So a separate muscle of awareness gets intertwined with this energy body, and you develop that intuitively. You cringe from a person who comes in front. If a person comes in front of you and he exudes negative vibes, your energy doesn't match his energy, or you feel an instinctive fear, a desire, a kind of lack of safety. You feel danger. You sense a discomfiture in his presence, in his or her presence for that matter. Then you cringe, you shrink, you draw back, you go into your shell. So this is a kind of intuition that is developed within yourself. So it is like you have your brain all over. That is your awareness, because awareness is a part of the brain that is separated from the thought part of it. The mind itself is a very complex mechanism. It is called chitta. In Sanskrit, it is called chitta, which means mind, matter, consciousness. Mind, matter, consciousness, that is, it is that fusion of mind, matter. That is, mind itself you cannot see. We can't touch or feel or think or see it or taste it. But it is a matter. It is a manifested thing. It is not unmanifested. It is a manifested thing. So it has thoughts in it. It has memory in it. It has intelligence in it. It has wisdom in it. It has consciousness in it. It has awareness in it. So that is why in English, when we translate it, you may say it as mind, or you may have to use many words to describe the same thing, whereas in Sanskrit, the wholesome thing, it is called chitta. That is why chitta, from chitta comes chaitanya. Chaitanya is consciousness, that illuminating light, that enlightenment that is there in the chitta is that which illuminates the mind matter, is consciousness. So consciousness gets developed. So awareness is a general awareness. That is, if you are awake, you are aware, right? But when we are aware, even in our deep sleep state, or when we are aware in the dream state, think of your dream state. What is your dream state? In your dream state, you are not consciously aware of what is going on. But from your subconscious, from whatever you have received, whatever you have absorbed from your surroundings, from your experiences, from all the people whom you have met, that all gets stored in your subconscious. So when that subconscious surfaces, when you are in the dream state, when you are sleeping, a state comes when you are in a dream state. That is, you are not fully conscious, you are semi-conscious. So at that state, when the subconscious throws up its memories, then that is a dream state. It is when you are in the dream state, it is very real. It appears, in fact, you can feel yourself, you can see yourself, you can see yourself taking part in whatever activity or in the particular event or incident that is happening. You can see your clothes, you can see what you are wearing, you can see how you are feeling. You may even feel the emotions. But once you snap out of that dream, suddenly you are aware of your physical body, your clothes, what you are wearing, and where you are in your surroundings, and you seem to have total disconnection from that dream state. But when you were in the dream, that was totally real. That consciousness which was present even in the dream state and when you are awake, that is that consciousness. So, and that consciousness is present even in the deep sleep state. But in the deep sleep state, that consciousness is in the tamasic state, in a state of complete tamas, that is, you can say, for want of a better word, lethargy, just complete, just lying, just as it is. So tamasic state, you may not feel it, but when you wake up from that deep sleep state, you find a sense of bliss. You find that you have had a deep sleep and you have been fully rested, you have come out of some kind of a deep calmness, or there is a deep sense of peace. So that is consciousness. So that consciousness was present even in the deep sleep state. So when this is the evolution of your awareness of your consciousness. Get it? So when you become aware of your consciousness, as it passes through all these different states, you develop that intuitive ability of knowing, of just simply knowing. So when you, and in that sense of knowing, you need not even communicate physically, you need not even speak to another person, the other person may not even speak to you. You can just know what is going on in that person, or what that person has not yet expressed to you. It is a knowing. It is not a kind of mind reading or something. It is not, but it is a transmission that happens, and which your intuitive ability picks it up. It is just like how your mobile, anyone from anywhere in the world, anywhere in your same country or in the same city or even in the neighborhood or even in somewhere else, has phone to you. But even at a distance, even if it is in the another continent, still it reaches your mobile. That mobile becomes receptive because it is meant for that. It has that frequency which matches, and it catches that whatever the transmission happens, which could be words, which could be in fact, when your intuitive ability develops to such an extent, even before the phone rings, you can sense it through your intuitive ability. You don't need the mobile to sense it. You can sense when a person is going to come and knock at your door. Even though when you may not know that a person is going to come. That is how even great saints and sages like Yukteswar Maharaj, Paramahamsa Yogananda, Lahiri Mahasaya, even they would know who is going to come next day or a week after and going to present himself before him, who is going to come to meet him, and what is his intention. That much level of development of intuition is possible. So all this is called sadhana, that is practice, spiritual practices. Through spiritual practices, we can develop a number of faculties within us. It is not that only we have these physical faculties or mental faculties, or just the ability to think or decide or judge or come to any conclusion. But we have several other faculties which we need to explore, and that is how the human evolution happens. That is how we evolve into superhuman beings. It is not that we in these days of modern technological development, we have created the artificial intelligence, the AI, and we have created robots with this AI and who are able to do many things. Now we are afraid that AI may actually start having consciousness of its own. But when it starts having consciousness of its own, imagine our plight. But when we have the spiritual ability to have these levels of consciousness which cannot be duplicated by any machine, then why not explore and develop those kind of qualities for becoming better human beings, superhuman beings. With this, I end this episode with the best wishes for digging deep into your antakarana, your subtle body, subtle energy body, and developing intuition and all these capabilities with the chaitanya or consciousness.